All right. So we're going to be looking at, I haven't done the full video yet, but I want to showcase this quick clip of actually Shang Tsung's morphs working in real time in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection's PlayStation 1 MK Trilogy version, which they have actually edited so that way it's instantaneous. Let's check this out. So you can see here, so if anyone isn't familiar, this is actually the PlayStation 1 menu when you go into set up your game options. And having everything here. So basically from the morphs down, right, to select screen, you could actually have it set so that way you're just, you're removing, like for back then, you're removing stuff that would take up a lot of load time, because the loading in this was, it was pretty long, not super long, but it was long enough, right? And so for the morphs, you had a couple of options. You had load anyone, which would cause great delay with the morphing ability. You could have it set to limited, which meant that you could choose the morphs that you actually want. So it was actually kind of cool. So if you didn't really care for having access to all the morphs, but there was a handful of characters you really wanted, you could actually choose those characters within the limitations of the choice, like the options. And then, of course, you can set it to completely off. So he's just a standard character, and there's nothing else, like he's got no morphs available. Now, obviously, you can turn off things like the versus screen so they don't slide in. You can turn on off the buy-in screen, which is when, like, the game ends and the things come together and you got to, like, press start to then go back and continue, or run the time route by hammering the button. Even turning off the select screen. But so that's all in there. So that gives you options to be able to, like, even speed up the matches even further. But check this out. The load time in general is incredible. So they've selected two Shangs, right? And they're going to slide in. The guy even mentions in this particular interview, right? So let's go back and play some of the audio.
And then we'll get to the interview.
Okay, so usually on the screen you would select 3 characters that you would be able to switch into, so it just starts in memory. We didn't do any of that. All the characters are available, but okay, more than that, and then no loading times whatsoever. First time this has ever happened for this game, unless you play on like PC. So
the fact that they like the dude mentions PC, like, gives me complete faith that they know exactly what they're doing, right? Now, the other, like, because when they first announced it was the PlayStation 1 version, I was, like, worried. I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. We're going to get the crappy load times. Why don't you just go to the PC one? But one of the theories that was presented in the chat, I think it was Interloco yesterday, or live chat, said something about, well, if they're doing CD emulation, or taking the CD-ROM and emulating it into the actual game, it probably means that they're also, it's probably a pretty good sign that we're going to get Mythology, Sub-Zero, Special Forces, and MK Gold. Right? Like, I think that's almost pretty much a given. So, I mean, that's a given in my head. That's a given in my head, right? But you'll notice here, now, when the loading thing pops up, you'll see it below Battle 1, right? When that pops up, that's when the game starts to load everything in it, all the assets and whatnot. So it used to take a little bit. Watch how fast this is. As soon as it appears, boom, straight into the game. Instantaneous. All right, if anyone's played on the PlayStation 1 and remember it, or you run it through just standard emulation, you'll see, even when I was playing it yesterday, you'll see how long it takes to load up. And then, of course, the morphs themselves, look how fast they are. Boom. And boom. Right? Easy. Absolutely easy. Right? Oh, no, that's fine. All right. I thought for a second, hang on a sec. Are we getting alternate colors for, can we use alternate colors for the characters? But no, it's because because they're using two Shang Tsungs. That is the alternate, color, right? So yellow and then like the purple pants. So yeah, I kind of got overexcited for a second thinking that, oh, maybe we can choose extra colors, but we can't, right? So it's all fine. It's whatever. Right, so, and let's just refresh that. Come back in. So yeah, so this is very cool. Like this is like very cool indeed. To actually have you know, to actually have instantaneous morphs for Shang Tsung, as well as the instantaneous loading. It makes me wonder too if we'll actually get, like, I wonder, because the only thing that I really wanted from the N64 version was female chameleon, right? So if they imagine, like, the way that you access male chameleon, right? Imagine they did that for female chameleon, because they could easily do it. If they can get in there and fix all the load times and stuff like that, it wouldn't surprise me if they could get in there and do stuff like that. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, right? Especially with like Ed Boon and stuff, like getting his help, like, you know, like on the coding and stuff like that. Oh, this is what you do here and here and here, right? That'd be pretty cool to have female chameleon in the game. And then that basically renders the N64 version completely useless. Like, there's no need to have it. And I'm not saying you can't have it, because it did have like a 3-on-3 mode. What I'm saying though is, like, you know, as far as like having every single MK Trilogy character available, that would be like the icing on the cake. And I assume though, through the secret, like through the easy access menus, right? Obviously things like in Ultimate, where you enable all the secret characters and stuff like that. I wonder if they'll have easy access to enabling smoke. So that way you just turn on an option for male chameleon and you just automatically become male chameleon. You don't have to worry about putting in the code. I wonder if that's going to be the same for human smoke in like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. But I'd love to see female chameleon in it. I mean, it's not going to make or break the game. I just think that, like, you know, I think that'd be kind of cool. It'd be a really nice surprise to actually have that in there. But yeah, as you can see, the morphs are instantaneous. So they've actually, as they stated, turning it into the ultimate version of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. Catch you next time.